the Lakers done with LeBron James? Imagine waking up tomorrow and seeing the headline, LeBron James traded to the Dallas Mavericks. Giannis Antetokounmpo joins Luka Dončić on the Los Angeles Lakers. Sounds like a video game, right? Well, NBA insiders are actually talking about it, and this blockbuster 5-team trade could change the league forever. Starting with the Dallas Mavericks, if this trade happens, they'd walk away as the biggest winners in the NBA. They would get LeBron James in a Mavericks jersey. Not only that, he's reuniting with Anthony Davis. And here's the wild part. They wouldn't even have to give up Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, or their top prospect Cooper Flagg. LeBron and AD back together, but in Dallas. And here's the kicker. The Mavericks wouldn't have to sacrifice their biggest assets to make it happen. Kyrie Irving stays, Klay Thompson stays, Cooper Flagg stays. So what does that mean? It means the Mavericks instantly become the most complete super team in basketball. Picture this lineup: LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, plus Cooper Flagg developing under their wing. That's a mix of championship experience, all-time talent, and young star power that is almost unfair. And it's not just about names on paper. Think of the matchups. Kyrie breaking down defenses, kicking it to Klay for threes. LeBron running point forward duties, feeding AD in the paint. And when defenses collapse, good luck, because every single one of those guys can punish you. This isn't just a title contender. This is a squad built to steamroll the West, the Nuggets, the Suns, even the Warriors. None of them have the depth, the size, and the championship pedigree that Dallas would roll out on night one. And let's be real, for LeBron, this could be the storybook ending. He gets to chase his 5th ring with AD at his side, but this time surrounded by shooters and depth. No more carrying broken rosters. This would be the perfect stage for one last run at history. The Lakers would officially close the book on the LeBron James era. But instead of rebuilding, instead of fading into mediocrity, they'd step right into the future with a new dynasty that could dominate the NBA for the next decade. Luka Dončić and Giannis Antetokounmpo, two of the most unstoppable forces in basketball, not facing each other, but teaming up on the same floor under the same lights in the city of stars. Luka, the offensive genius, a basketball prodigy with a vision and skill set we've rarely seen in NBA history. He controls the game like a maestro, dictating tempo, breaking down defenses, creating shots that shouldn't even exist. Giannis, the human sledgehammer, the 2-time MVP, a freak of nature who can get to the rim whenever he wants. Strength, speed, and dominance wrapped into one unstoppable package. Now, put them together in Los Angeles. Luka running the pick and roll, Giannis setting the screen. The defense collapses, and boom! It's either a dunk, a lob, or a dagger 3. There's no right answer. Every possession is a nightmare, but it's bigger than just basketball. It's about what this means for the Lakers' identity. For years, the Lakers have been built around legends. Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and most recently, LeBron James. Each era had its icons. Each era had its dynasty. And now, Luka and Giannis would carry that torch. They wouldn't just be another star pairing. They'd be the face of the NBA. The kind of duo kids put posters of on their bedroom walls. The kind of duo that turns every Lakers game into a must-watch global event. Think about the rivalries this would create. Nuggets versus Lakers. Jokic versus Luka. Murray versus Giannis. Warriors versus Lakers. Steph and Klay trying to stop the new purple and gold juggernaut. Boston versus Lakers in the finals. Tatum and Brown against Luka and Giannis. The ultimate chapter in the NBA's greatest rivalry. And here's the scary part. This isn't a one-year gamble. This isn't one last dance. Luka is in his mid-20s. Giannis is still in his prime. Put them together and the Lakers aren't just chasing one banner. They're chasing multiple. They're chasing a decade of dominance. For the Lakers, trading LeBron isn't the end. It's the beginning of the next great dynasty. The Staples Center lights dim. The crowd roars. And the NBA, the entire NBA, realizes it just shifted overnight. But what about Milwaukee? This is where the deal gets brutal. Trading Giannis Antetokounmpo, the heart, the soul, the MVP of the franchise, would be painful beyond words. For a decade, Giannis has been everything to the Bucks. He brought them back to relevance. He delivered their first championship in 50 years. He put Milwaukee on the global stage. And And yet, the NBA is a business, and sometimes even legends move on. In this blockbuster, the Bucks would face that reality head on. They'd send Giannis to Los Angeles, but in return, they'd secure a rebuild-on-the-fly package that could keep them competitive today while setting them up for tomorrow. First, they land RJ Barrett, a controllable, high-level scorer who hasn't even hit his prime. RJ gives them a wing option to grow with their young core, someone who can create his own shot and carry part of the scoring load Giannis leaves behind. Then comes the supporting cast, a package of veteran players who can plug in immediately, keeping Milwaukee tough, keeping them relevant in the Eastern Conference. Add to that an impressive array of draft picks, a treasure chest that could reshape the franchise for the next decade. This wouldn't be a tank job. This wouldn't be blowing it up. This would be reloading with purpose, staying competitive for now while building the flexibility to chase the next superstar when the opportunity comes. And here's the important part. It would also honor Giannis, because if Giannis were to push for a move, the Bucks sending him to a destination like Los Angeles alongside Luka Dončić would be a gesture of respect. It says, you gave us everything. You gave us a championship. Now we'll give you the chance to chase more. For Milwaukee fans, it's a tough pill to swallow. The banners, the MVP chants, the finals run, all tied to Giannis. But this deal wouldn't leave the cupboard bare. Instead, it would set the stage for a new era, one where Barrett and the veterans carry the torch in the short term, while the draft capital and future flexibility give the Bucks the chance to strike again. It's not the fairy tale ending anyone in Milwaukee wants, but it could be the smartest way forward, because in the NBA, sometimes letting go of a legend is the only way to stay alive. Now let's talk about the other two squads in this 5-team chaos, because the Raptors and the Nets may not be landing LeBron, Luka, or Giannis, but make no mistake, they're making smart, calculated moves that position them for the future. For the Toronto Raptors, this trade would be all about balance. They'd finally shed heavy luxury tax pressure that's been holding them back. They'd add Daniel Gafford, a front court workhorse who brings energy, rim protection, and depth inside. At the same time, they'd create real developmental space for their young talents. Guys like Grady Dick and Ochai Agbaji, instead of being buried behind veterans, they'd get the minutes to grow, to learn, and to possibly become the next wave of Raptors contributors. Add in the flexibility of a new trade exception, and Toronto walks away with options. They're not swinging for a home run here. They're playing smart baseball, loading the bases, and waiting for the right pitch to crush. And then there's the Brooklyn Nets. A team stuck between a rebuild and contention suddenly gets clarity. They use their cap space as a weapon, grabbing Dalton Neck, a sharpshooter with size and huge upside, and Jaden Hardy, an explosive young guard with scoring potential. They might even waive Dwight Powell to open up roster space, giving them flexibility to shape the team the way they want. For Brooklyn, this is all about the long game. They add youth, shooting depth, and cost-controlled contracts. Exactly what you need to keep doors open while evaluating which direction to push in. They may not have the headline stars, but they quietly walk away as one of the smartest winners of this deal. Because here's the truth, blockbuster trades don't just happen because of the stars. They happen because the supporting teams make the money work, balance the rosters, and squeeze value out of the chaos. The Raptors and Nets, they're the glue that makes this deal possible. And in the process, they make their own futures just a little brighter. Now, here's the million-dollar question. Would you rather see LeBron and AD team up again in Dallas, or Luka and Giannis running the show in Los Angeles? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and I'll feature the best ones in the next video. This is still just a rumor, but the fact it's being discussed tells us one thing. The NBA is gearing up for some massive moves. If Luka and Giannis do team up, we might be witnessing the birth of the next great dynasty. Stay tuned, because we'll keep you updated every step of the way. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next big trade alert.